Starting a business with no money might sound like an impossible thing, right? But in reality, when you look at most of these successful business, you'll realize that most of them started with nothing but just an idea. If you are someone who wants to start a business but you don't have money, then this video is for you because I will break down a step by step. I will give you the blueprint on how you can start a business with no money. There are certain businesses which really requires an investment, which really needs money to start, but those are not important because we're not going to talk about them. What we're going to talk about is how you can start an actual business with no money. So, number one, shift your mindset. Whether you agree with me or not, everything starts from here. If you think that you cannot start a business without money, then you cannot. But if you think and believe that you can start a business even without money, then you can do it. You will find a way to do it. Most people never start a business. Most people never implement their ideas because they think that they need money, because they think that they need an investment in order to start doing it. I will give you a story about what was his name? Sir Dijon, the founder of Fubu. He wanted to start a business, he wanted to start a company, but he did not have the money to start. So he just made use of what he had. So he just stayed in his mother's apartment and started stitching the clothes by himself and selling it in his neighborhood. And just like that, he was able to build a multi-billion-dollar business. So if you have an idea or the knowledge, then just do it, just implement it. Don't wait for the money to come. Don't wait for the right time. Just do it. And start with a skill-based or a service business. The easiest way to start a business with no money is to sell a skill or a services instead of a physical product. Why? Because when you are selling a skill or a services, you don't have to worry about inventory, manufacturing, or investing a lot of money into your business. You don't have to worry about all that. All you need is your time, your knowledge, and your skill. That's it. You can just start a business with that. But when you are into a physical product business, you have to take care of manufacturing, you have to take care of inventory and all that. You have to invest a lot of money up front. That is why always choose a skill-based or a service business. There are so many services, there are so many skills which you can start a business with. So pick the right one. If you don't have money, then trade your time and skills in exchange of cash. And once you start getting cash, once you start making money, use that money and invest it into your bigger dreams. Invest it into your bigger business ideas. Number three, use free platforms to sell and promote your business. Remember, when you are just starting up, you don't have to waste tons and tons of money running ads. In fact, there are many platforms like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. You can just use this platform to connect with your audience. Why waste your time and money when you can use this platform to connect with your audience for free? So when you are just starting up, create content and try to connect with your audience through content instead of just running this paid advertisement. Studies have shown that this organic content, organic advertisement can generate more result than this paid advertisement. So leverage the use of these free platforms like YouTube, Instagram. Leverage the use of those platforms which already have millions and millions of active users. Number four, leverage sweat equity instead of money. If you don't have the money to invest your time and effort. Instead of hiring people to do the work for you, you learn that work and do it yourself. Bear in mind, when you are starting a business with no money, you only have this one asset, that is your time, your skills, and your effort. So make use of it. Most of these entrepreneurs that build their business from scratch, they didn't have the money. That's why they made use of their hard work. Let's take Elon Musk for example. When he was just starting his company, he didn't have the money to hire someone to build a website for him. This is why he learned it and he did it by himself. That is called leveraging sweat equity, learning and doing things by himself. And like similarly, when you are starting something on your own with no money, then you have to learn to do it your own. You have to learn a skill. You have to learn that work instead of hiring someone because hiring someone can be really expensive. And when you are in your initial stage, you don't have money and you cannot hire someone. So you have to learn that work and do it by yourself. That is why leveraging your sweat equity is very important when you are starting a business with no money. Number five, scale up and reinvest your profit. Once you start making money, once the money starts coming into your account, once your business start making money, just reinvest that money back into your business. invest in buy new equipments, invest in hiring new people to do the work for you. I will give you an example. Let's say you are running an online businesses. You spend hours and hours connecting with your clients and customers on social media. But when once you start making money, you reinvest that money into hiring, let's say hiring a social media manager. So after hiring that person, you will have enough time, you will have another time, an extra time to work on other aspects of your business. So that is why reinvesting back into your business is very important. See, when I was just starting my journey, my business, when my business was on its initial stage, I made these mistakes of not reinvesting back into my business. Any money that comes in, it goes back into my pocket. I just use it up for myself. I did not think about reinvesting back. So when the time comes for reinvestment, I did not have any money left to reinvest on buying new stocks. So that is one of the biggest mistakes I have made throughout my journey. Number six, take action, because at the end of the day, an idea is worthless without action. Many people dream about starting a business, but only few people are able to succeed because only few people are willing to put in the work. You don't need a big plan, you don't need money to start a business. All you need is the right mindset and execution. Instead of making excuses, learn a way to provide value. Use free platforms to promote your business. When I was just starting my business, I did not have anyone to guide me. No one was there to tell me what to do and what not to do in the field of business. I had to learn everything by myself. I have to make mistakes and I had to learn from those mistakes. You see, I started my clothing brand in the year 2023 with just 4,000 rupees, which I have saved up for 3 months from my pocket money. And I'm not saying that my clothing brand has now grown to be 5 or 6 figure business. No, it is still growing. It is still in the initial stage. But what I'm trying to say is, if I can start a clothing brand, if I can start a business with just 4,000 rupees, which I have saved from my pocket money, then you can do it as well. In fact, you can do it with much more lesser than that, especially with the advancement in technology and internet into the society. You can start with zero money. You just have to pick the right idea and execute that idea. And like I have been saying, always choose a skill based or a service business, because these are the two industries where you can start with no money. But remember, there will be sleepless nights and hundreds and thousands of working hours. Remember this: if you want to start a business with zero money, then there will be hundreds and thousands of working hours. You need to be willing to put in the work. If you want to start a business with no money, then you need to work hard, because you don't have the money to hire someone and do the work for you. You have to learn everything. You have to learn all the works and do the work by yourself. And it is possible. I'm telling you this. You can start a business with zero money. It is possible. But you need to be willing to make sacrifices and you need to be willing to put in the hard work. And yeah, with that being said, I hope I have provided some value on this video. If you like it, share with your friends, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.